Hi, my name's Jamie Ranse and welcome to this short presentation on this topic about the in-event, ambulance and emergency department services impacts from patients presenting at mass gatherings. This relates to a recent publication we have, and the full link and description to that publication is in the description section below. We know that challenges exist in providing adequate health services at mass gatherings, particularly in relation to patient access and egress. However, most of the literature is about the in-event health services, that is, first aiders and first responders, and sometimes about in-event health services such as doctors, nurses and paramedics in events. Little literature exists about ambulance and hospital services resulting from a mass gathering in the region of that ambulance service or hospital emergency department. As such, we wanted to undertake some research which explored that particular aspect of mass gathering health. Our design was a retrospective chart audit from St John Ambulance, who provided first aid and first responders, and also volunteered doctors, nurses and paramedics at the event. Charts from ACT Ambulance Service and charts from 2 public hospital emergency departments in the Australian Capital Territory. The Australian Capital Territory is an inland city of approximately 400,000 people in Australia. Just mentioned how we collected data, and we used a minimum data set as a collection framework for our data collection. We used descriptive and inferential statistics, and we had human ethics approval to undertake this research. Interesting to note here that over the period of the Outdoor Music Festival, 197 of the 20,000 people presented for first aid care. Now, more than half of these people presented during the 4-hour period of 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and with a peak of 32 patients per hour, 1 hour either side of sunset, that being between 7 and 9 p.m. This overview here explores what happened at our in-event first aid services, where 173 people presented and received first aid only. That represented 90% of the overall population of people presenting for first aid care. A minority of patients, or 24 of the 197, were referred to and received care from the in-event health professionals. The majority of these for substance and alcohol related incidents. 2 of these patients were discharged in the care of police, 15 returned to the event, and 7 went to hospital by ambulance. Interestingly, from an ambulance, paramedic and transportation perspective, no calls were received by ACT Ambulance Service from attendees of the mass gathering event. All calls to ACT Ambulance Service were made through the on-site healthcare professionals at the event. Transportation to hospital was predominantly for patients with fractures or environmental issues, and that included alcohol and substance intoxication. Here you can see the hospital impacts, where most patients presented with a high triage category, meaning that they needed immediate or urgent type care. The median ED length of stay for these 7 patients was 7 hours. All received some type of medical imaging. 3 were discharged home. 1 went to the intensive care unit, intubated for more than 24 hours, and 1 received the services of the operating theatre. So in conclusion, a lot of literature exists about the in-event first aid care. Some exists about in-event healthcare professional services such as doctors, nurses and paramedics, and the governance that surrounds some of their work. The transportation, or interestingly from this event, those 15 who were not transported to hospital as a result of this model of care, may have been from the in-event healthcare professionals. However, more work is required to explore this impact. There is an impact on hospitals. That is, there's a larger or greater length of stay when compared to the national median length of stay for our patient population. Hospitals were impacted and imaging, ICU and operating theatres were required. The limitation to our work is that it was a single site, and further research is required using multi-sites and larger patient populations. Thank you very much.